Hey everybody, I'm Tim McBride. I am founder of the Change Agents of Arizona event and platform. We are here today in the beautiful Iconic Life magazine podcast studio. They've been so generous to donate this space so that I could be here to have conversations with our three incredible Change Agent honorees for this year's class. Today I'm with Jeff Fields with Russ Lyons. He's going to be sitting, sharing his story, telling you about the work he does through the platform of real estate to really leave an incredible impact in our community and with the work he's doing, not just here locally, but nationally. If you're not aware, this event really was inspired by a trophy and an award that has always inspired me, and that's the NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, really representing the legacy that we can have with the platform we've been given. So launched this last year. It was a great success, but we just want to make it bigger and better, and we are on our way to do that. And it's all possible because of the agents that were nominated. We had an incredible class nominated by my board of directors and peers and last year's agents, and we were able to narrow it down to three incredible candidates that will be this year's honorees at the October event. So with me today is Jeff Fields. He is one of the three, and his story is incredible. The work he's doing is beyond inspiring, and he is truly using the platform of real estate not just to serve the need of his clients, but to serve the needs of others in our community. So Jeff, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And more importantly, thank you for saying yes to be an honored change agent for this year's class. It means a lot. It's because of you we were able to do this, and it inspires us to keep building this and doing more and honoring agents like yourself that are going above and beyond every day. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, Jeff, please introduce yourself. This is an opportunity for you to share kind of your story, who you are both in our field, but also who you are as a human being and the thing you care about and what you're using real estate to be in terms of a vehicle to support the organization that you care about.
Sure. So I'm a Phoenix native, so born and raised here in Arizona. And I've been with Russ Lyons Sotheby's. I'm a realtor now for the last 14 years. I have been volunteering with Teen Lifeline for 14 years. I've logged over 10,000 volunteer hours for the organization. I was on the board of directors for 9 years, president of the board for 4 of those years, and have spent the last 5 years as part of the advisory council. So continuously doing my part to try and help protect the community. I think Teen Lifeline is one of the most important nonprofits that are out there, and I choose to spend so much time and effort promoting this organization because it saves lives on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. Teen Lifeline helps prevent teen suicide. And awareness is key. I have consistently said that I believe suicide is the single most preventable death that exists. You just have to catch it in time. You have to be able to help people have hope, show them that there is more to the issues that are happening and that there's more life to be lived. And it's just about getting through that roller coaster of whatever those ups and downs are creating in order to be able to point the ship back in the right direction.
So what, in the conversations we've had with a lot of the different agents, and then myself including the work I try to do, it's always around something that we feel a calling to or passion towards. What led you to Teen Lifeline?
Sure. By the time I was 21, I had already delivered 3 eulogies of friends who had taken their lives to suicide. And at that point, I realized that this was a calling of mine to be able to help prevent other people from going through this terrible tragedy. Fast forward, I in a past career, I was a high school teacher and spent 7 years teaching high school theater. Wow. During that time, I helped at least a dozen kids who were very close to taking their lives. Just being a willing person to listen. And that was before I knew that Teen Lifeline was out there, even though the organization has been in existence for, I think, 36 years now. Wow. So I fast forward, was at another nonprofit charity event, and the speaker got up to initially talk about their work that they had done with Teen Lifeline, and that it instantly resonated with me. And went up and talked to the speaker afterwards and said, hey, anything I can do to help, please let me know. And it ballooned from there. Immediately I saw what an incredible organization this was, and knew that I wanted to be a part of it and do anything that I possibly could to help it and grow it.
Wow. So fast forward now to today, you're very successful in your career as a real estate agent. How are you using that platform to really bring your audience, your network, your past clients and current clients into the awareness of this organization or potentially their involvement with it?
So I'm consistently always talking about Teen Lifeline. It is always something that I like to bring up to anyone and everyone, because it is so important to, again, have that awareness piece and to be able to protect the community. Mm-hmm. So I give a lot of speeches within the real estate community, whether it's within Russ Lyon Sotheby's or Luxury Tour or a variety of different platforms. I'm consistently trying to be that voice, that resource to be able to send that message of hope to people and to let them know that they're not alone and that there is help and hope that is out there. It's key. So I would say that all of my clients know this is something that I'm involved in. I want to be that voice of help for anyone. Really, my door is always open. Wow. And there and available to, again, help direct people to the resources that they need and to be able to help point people to the hotline that Teen Lifeline has, which is so vitally effective.
And just a few things, because when we first met, you mentioned the Lifeline, the hotline, it being run almost with other teens or youth.
So exclusively. So
I find that fascinating because there's so much power there, because I have 3 kids and they're living in a world that I never had to exist in.
Yeah.
Right. In terms of the advancements of technology and social media. So the ability to relate to them and their struggles, it's almost like they know we didn't live in this type of reality. So to me, that sounds like a genius move to have their peers on the other side of the phone that can kind of understand and relate and walk with them in their struggles.
It's a game changer. So the hotline runs every single day of the year, never shuts off. And between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m., those phones or text messages are answered by our trained teens that go through a very intensive program to be able to help answer those calls. And I mean, it's a game changer because at this point, teenagers, they don't want to talk to adults. They don't want to talk to their parents. They don't get it. They don't understand. Yeah. But when that other teen answers that phone call, they can relate immediately. And that absolutely is what helps drive things to be able to point people in a positive path. Last year, the hotline saw over 46,000 calls or text messages that came in. And of those, 1 in 3 were specifically about suicide. Whoa. And because those calls were made and answered, we were able to help point those people back on a positive path.
Wow. I know a lot of those calls locally here in the state of Arizona, or are they coming from all over the country?
So yes, the majority are locally, but absolutely, because of social media, we are throughout not just the country, but we receive international calls as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And their offices, the headquarters are here, correct?
Correct.
Do they have offices outside of Arizona, or is there?
Not yet. The goal has always been to make sure that we are covering the entire border of Arizona before we expand. Smart. But we just opened our first office in Tucson to help pilot that so that we can bring Teen Lifeline national. Because some of the biggest benefit actually is to the teens that are answering those phone calls. And the life skills that they are building themselves to be able to help overcome whatever they encounter and help their friends is just phenomenal.
Wow. Well, thank you for what you're doing. As a father, knowing that there are resources out there for my kids and the peers that my kids associate with it is incredible to know. Hopefully they're never in a situation where they have to rely on that, but it is evident that this has become not just a small issue, but a massive issue with this younger generation having to deal with these types of thoughts and experiences.
Well, mental health is, I mean, it's so vitally important, and it's so fragile.
Correct.
And so it's something that we have to consistently bring into the forefront because, today's teens, they don't really have the escape that you and I had
Correct.
when we were growing up, right? Like if there was a bully at school, then, we dealt with it at school, but then we had our lives outside of it. But that bully follows through social media and becomes relentless. And it becomes extremely unhealthy if a teen doesn't know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
Even more so, you just never know. You never know what issues are going to pop up. Somebody can be completely fine, and do incredible things, but something can snap. And if they don't have that foundation to know that hey, this is a temporary problem, then a tragedy could occur. And so we're trying to prevent that.
Well, I'm excited for next month when you can talk to such a big audience more about this, and just people can really interact with the passion you have for it, because it's very clear this isn't just a side piece to you, who you are or your business. This is a big part of your identity in your role, many roles. So thank you for what you do and stepping up for all these kids and these families. It's incredible, and it's super inspiring.
Well, thank you.
It's a sensitive topic that I can imagine some people are scared to engage in because of the mortality side of it, right? It's very real and very painful.
It is extremely tragic, and it is something that people shy away from talking. The stigma to suicide was, suicide happens, and especially in the schools, we're going to be closed mouth. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to acknowledge it because then people are going to copycat it. But that was the absolute wrong mentality that schools had. And we had the statistics and research to show that, no, in fact, it is so important to go in when tragedy does occur and have postvention, to be there for kids, to help them understand what happened, and to really emphasize that this is never a solution that anyone should go down. Because when a suicide happens, that pain that person has, it just simply becomes a rippling effect, and it passes on to their family, friends, and community and lives forever. And it is horrific and horrible to deal with. And so, if we can get out in front of that and prevent that, like I said, suicide is the single most preventable death out there that exists. You just have to get in front of it.
So with that, how can people that are listening to this that maybe aren't familiar with your organization, how can they learn more? How can they get involved? What are the best resources available?
So best way to go is to go directly to the website, teenlifeline.org. Okay. And that will absolutely point you in all the directions that Teen Lifeline has. It will talk about the hotline. It will talk about different ways to get involved. Throughout the year, there are, I think, 4 different trainings where teens from all across the valley are able to come in and do a training if they want to get more involved and be somebody who answers those phone calls. Okay. So there's a lot of opportunities with that and a lot of different ways to, help the cause.
Wow. Well, I can't say thank you enough. It's incredible what you're doing. Like I said, you're an inspiration to all of us that get to be around you and hear these stories. It's just a challenge every day that we could be doing more and we can be connected to great organizations that are truly saving lives out there.
Yeah.
And that's what this event's all about. So next month, we are honored to have you as one of the 3 honorees. We got an incredible class, and you guys are really going to challenge all of us and have, the guests that are going to be there hear these stories. And I know just me speaking personally, like being a family man, like your stories are going to resonate with a lot of those that have kids, that there's resources for us as parents too through this organization to lean into and to learn from, so that we can be better equipped when we potentially come across situations with whether it's our kids or kids in the community. So incredible information that's going to be available, and I can't wait to have you there, to celebrate you there, and all of our partners are so excited, and it's just the night to come alongside you, put the spotlight on you, and just say thank you. And, hopefully with the ticket sales, we can make an impact too to help support Team Lifeline continue their mission, not just here around the borders of Arizona, but beyond. So It's going to be a fun night. Thank you again for accepting the nomination and then accepting the selection of being one of the 3 honorees. It's a privilege and an honor to have you be a part of this.
I really appreciate it. Really excited to be a part of it.
We're going to have some fun. It's a great evening. It's an elevated evening, but it's fun. Like I said, we have live music. We're going to have great food and cocktails, champagne and wine, great venue. Like I said, we're going back to the venue last year. Last year was just a framed structure. This year it's a beautiful finished custom home by our partners at Livingstone, and it's going to be a special place to host you guys. And 2 incredible speakers that will shed light more onto how other platforms too are going above and beyond and finding ways to serve. And then we have a special guest that's speaking about what it meant to actually be a recipient of the Walter Payton Man of the Year Honoree Award. So it's going to be a wonderful night, and we couldn't do it without agents like you stepping up every day out in our marketplace. So thank you.
Oh, for sure. Community is everything.
Yes, sir.
And so is volunteering. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's just getting out there and doing something, protecting the community,
Yes.
being a part of it. That's what it's all about. And as realtors, we are about community.
Correct.
And so, it's so fitting to be able to just, put yourself out there and do what you can to be able to make our society a better place to live.
Amen. I love it. I couldn't agree more.
Awesome.
Well, I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.